On today's wrestling news, is Ronda Rousey heading back to the WWE? Umaga for the WWE Hall of Fame, and NXT's next major event. There is so much to cover today. Hey guys, welcome to DMK Wrestling with me, Darkman Purple. And today, this is wrestling news. We are starting off talking about one of the biggest stories to break out of yesterday, which was the return of Ronda Rousey, at least potentially. Now, it was reported yesterday that WWE was pushing for a Ronda Rousey return. We do know it's Royal Rumble season, and that kickstarts the road to WrestleMania. So we don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you this: Ronda Rousey in November had a child. The last time we saw Ronda Rousey on WWE TV was at WrestleMania 35 in that triple threat main event with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. So we don't know what's going to happen with this situation, but we will keep our eyes on it. There's not too much going on. Obviously, I know there's a lot of fantasy to this, especially on the fan side, because Ronda Rousey had a very impressive run, even though it lasted just about a year with WWE. She has had some negative fan backlash in the past, but Ronda Rousey return is welcome by all, and I guess we'll see where this goes, but we will keep our eyes on this story. Let's move on to our next story, which is NXT's next major event happening just around WrestleMania weekend. Now, yesterday, WWE released a statement concerning WrestleMania week in Dallas, Texas, and they outlined some of the activities going on in that week, such as WrestleMania Access, the WWE Hall of Fame, episodes of Raw and SmackDown, and NXT Stand and Deliver. Now, do bear in mind that it does say NXT Stand and Deliver and not NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver, so I guess this might be the end of takeovers as we know it. But the another question that has been posed is whether it will be a two-night event as it was last year. Personally, I would not expect it to be, but anything could change with WWE, and that's what the information we have so far. As usual, we will keep our eyes on this story. Next up, we have news on another WWE trademark filing, this time happening on January the 19th for the moniker The Goddess. Now, this is interesting because the last person to hold that moniker or trademark or anything in reference to that person was Alexa Bliss, and this ties into something that we saw in the most recent episode of Raw that aired a few hours ago at the time of recording this video. Alexa Bliss's appearance has started to change. You know, she's doing these therapy sessions on Raw. It's been going on for the last 2 weeks. Today was the third installment, and she was talking about Lily, and she had an appearance change for the first time in quite some time. So there is some indication that she is going to revert back to the old Alexa Bliss character. However, WWE also has filed a Piper Niven trademark. However, she is still going by Doudrop on Raw, so it could go either way. As usual, we will see how this plays out. Next up, Rikishi is calling for the support of wrestling fans to get Umaga into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, he did do an interview recently and spoke about this, and it would be a great thing to happen, honestly. Umaga, of course, passed away in December 2009, and I remember Umaga from his 2006-2007 run when he was antagonizing John Cena, Jeff Hardy, and Kane in late 2006. So I would be, all for it personally, and I think if there is any way WWE can make this happen, they should. Umaga, of course, being a member of the Samoan bloodline in professional wrestling, and it would be great to see, honestly, but I guess there's only so much you can do as fans. You can file petitions, sign petitions, all that. But the last person to sign off would be Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and we will see how this plays out. Next up, Mickie James is in the news again now. Mickie James will be in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble happening on Saturday night. But in an interview with Not Sam Wrestling on his podcast, I believe, Mickie James did disclose the fact that she did ask WWE to refer to her as the Impact Knockouts champion, which is very interesting. We didn't know if this was really going to happen. As according to what she said, she didn't know if WWE was going to refer to her as Impact Women's Champion, even though she had asked for that. And of course, this brings up a lot of things with the Forbidden Door and whatnot. But it's great to see. Now, my only question is whether or not she will bring the Impact Knockouts Championship or Women's Championship on to WWE programming. That would be insane to have WWE acknowledge such a promotion and impact to such an extent. Probably one of their, not probably, but one of their biggest shows of the year being the Royal Rumble. And yeah, I guess it will be a fun surprise if she does bring the title. But yeah, she did disclose that in an interview with Not Some Wrestling. Alright, next up we have an update on the Mustafa Ali situation. Now, WWE still hasn't said anything about granting his release. However, on social media, particularly on Twitter, a Free Ali hashtag movement has broken out, and some wrestlers have gone into it. I did see a tweet from Mia Yim earlier supporting the hashtag, saying Free Ali. Of course, Ali asking for his release last Sunday from WWE in a video that he posted to his Twitter account. WWE doesn't seem to have anything for him. I don't know what could be going on. There was some controversy over the weekend where it did turn out that the WWE on Fox account had blocked Mustafa Ali, and the follower had brought it to his attention, so he ends up blocking them back. That was also, it's part of everything, I guess. But if WWE has something for him, we don't know how this would go. I mean, they've released so many people due to budget cuts, and yet when Ali wants to go, you don't grant his release, which is very interesting considering they did something similar for Tony Storm. But I mean, the situation is still playing out. We will see what happens, as I always have said a lot in this video, but we will see what happens. And to close out today's wrestling video, yes, the next episode of the Broken Skull Sessions is coming out this Friday on the WWE Network or Peacock if you're in the US, and Becky Lynch will be Stone Cold's guest on this particular show. Of course, Seth Rollins, her husband, did an episode with him a few months ago, so Becky is doing this one, and we are really interested to see what goes on behind the curtain. Maybe if there's some addressing of the Charlotte situation and friendship, I don't know, maybe that's a little too, that's some prodding going on there. But anyway, that's been it from me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think of these topics that I brought today, and I will see you guys in another video. Do check out pros and cons for WWE Raw from a few hours ago, January 24th episode. I would greatly appreciate that. Do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in another video. Take care. Bye.